The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Mikal Bridges tonight for the Knicks had 24. But Orlando's Wendell Carter, 8 of 50 from downtown coming into this game, goes 3 for 3 from downtown. A season-high 19 for him off the bench. And Orlando, missing its top 4 scorers, comes into New York and beats the Knicks anyway, 103-94. Great to have you with us, Bill Pidto, along with Wally Szczerbiak. So, somewhat surprising here. Knicks have lost 3 in a row for the first time all season. Orlando shorthanded. But if there's a message here, and we talked about it in the pregame, they're the second best defensive team in the league. They hold the Knicks to a season-low point total. If you're going to defend, it doesn't matter who's playing, correct?
Yep. You can't take any team for granted in this league. Add that they played last night on a back-to-back. This team came in hungry. They did not want to lose all 4 matchups against the Knicks. And the Knicks, they struggled to find good shots. They're not getting open looks. I thought the defense loaded up big time on Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson because you don't always have to respect Josh Hart to beat you with a jump shot or a three-pointer, and also Jericho Sims when he's in the lineup. He's a guy that's going to rebound. I thought he played with a lot of effort. He had 10 boards, but offensively, he doesn't look at the basket. He doesn't look to shoot, so you can load up on the guys who are looking to shoot on the Knicks, and that's exactly what they did. It was a great game plan. And another thing, the Magic are big at every single position. I thought the size, the strength, the athleticism, and the youth really bothered the Knicks tonight.
Karl-Anthony Towns didn't play because of a sore knee, and the Knicks go 4 of 22 from downtown.
Yeah.
They missed 15 of their last 16 3 attempts. Good defense or just poor shooting?
Combination of both, mostly good defense. And it was a great scheme by Jamal Mosley. He didn't let Brunson and Bridges, the 2 3-point shooters, normally get any good open looks. Those guys had hands in their face. They were getting bumped off pick and rolls. He dared other guys to beat him, and the Knicks couldn't make any shots. And once the Knicks, I thought, they realized we're supposed to beat this team tonight. But then when it was a close game down the stretch, the Knicks got tight. And I was really surprised that they did not make a push in that fourth quarter. I thought being down 7 going into the fourth quarter, you could definitely make a push, get this game, because that's when the possessions tighten up and that's when the game tightens up. But the Knicks had no answer, and the Magic executed perfectly in that fourth quarter.
Orlando's the worst 3-point shooting team in the entire league. But in the second half, they went 8 out of 15. And Wally, in the fourth quarter, the Magic from downtown went 4 out of 5.
Yeah, and they had good looks. The pick and roll was a problem, again, for the Knicks to defend and slow down. That ball was moving around. I mean, look at that. Catch and square, good ball rotation. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he has no fear. He has an NBA championship ring on his finger. That one, Wendell Carter Jr., he's 8 for 50 on the season from 3, and he made 3 of them tonight. That is something that is not supposed to happen, but hey, when they smelled the victory, you could tell the Magic were saying to themselves, the Knicks let us hang around until the fourth quarter with a lead. We can close this game out and get a huge, massive win. They're only 1 game behind the Knicks in the standings in the loss column, too.
And they're missing Paolo Banchero, who should be back soon. Franz Wagner, Mo Wagner, and Jalen Suggs out tonight with a bad back. You see the numbers right there. The bench points, key. Orlando 50. Jonathan Isaac had 13. A couple of guys off the bench with 9. We mentioned Carter with 19. And the Knicks go down 103-94. Mikal Bridges, a bright spot for the Knicks, as I mentioned, right out of the gate, had 24 points.
Yeah, he was great. And in that third quarter, when the Knicks were looking for offense, he was going 1-on-5. And he was getting buckets in the mid-range. That's what he does. He's got a great feel for the game. Brunson struggling a little bit, maybe that calf. But Mikal Bridges tried to step up, keep the Knicks in the game. They just needed someone else to make some plays. I thought early on the Knicks built themselves an early lead. They were up something like 12-6. I thought they were going to get themselves off to a good start in that first quarter. Bridges was leading the way and maybe put this team away early. But the Magic showed up. They played really good basketball, and the Knicks couldn't figure out a way to, put this team away. And, that's a problem. 3 in a row now, losses for the Knicks. But Mikal Bridges, he's bringing it every single night. This guy's an absolute Iron Man, playing great basketball. 42 minutes. There's a bunch of buckets in the paint. That mid-range is his game. That's where he exploits other teams. He's got such good feel and touch. That was a nice performance by him, despite the fact that he didn't make his threes.
1 of 7 for Bridges from downtown, and that's one of the aspects of his play that has really picked up after a slow start, but not tonight. In fact, for the entire Knick team, really struggling shooting the basketball. Cole Anthony, we talked about him in the pregame. Son of one-time Nick Greg Anthony, went to Archbishop Malloy.
Yep.
Getting playing time. Hasn't played a lot this year, but they have the injuries. In front of his hometown here, he goes for an excellent game with 24 points.
Yeah, he was a high draft pick. He's had a lot of success in this league in his pretty young career, although he's not a newbie and a rookie anymore. He's been around for 4 or 5 years, and he loves coming back home and playing in the Garden. We've seen the Magic, when they weren't a good basketball team 3 years ago, come in here and get wins because of him and his play. And he hasn't forgotten how to score. That's an outstanding game at 24 points on 50% shooting. He got good looks at the three-point line. You go under the screen against him, you dare him to shoot the three. He's a capable three-point shooter. I mean, look at these open looks that the Magic were generating without guys that are really one-on-one scorers in this league. They ran their offense to a T. They made each other better as a team, and they executed and deserved this win 100%.
All right, Monica McNutt helped call the game on ESPN New York. Monica, this doesn't happen when you're not here.
Oh. All right, I'm done. I'll talk to y'all later.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Wally, see how he welcomes me back?
Wow.
Welcome back, Monica. Great to see you.
It's all good. Good to be seen. I will say, though, and Tyler Murray, my radio partner, said this during the game, and it the light bulb went off that I didn't think about prior to the start of the ball game. But he pointed out both teams were without key starters, right? Karl-Anthony Towns and Deuce McBride, a key role player for the Knicks, unavailable. But the Orlando Magic have been playing with these various lineups practically all season long. And so I think there's a level of comfort of who's available. Let's go play ball. And I think that's kind of what you saw tonight. One team that was comfortable in the absence of some of their key guys, and another team that, to me, I really missed Karl-Anthony Towns' ability to manipulate defenses and his passing tonight for the Knicks.
Monica, how do the Knicks get more production off their bench? It's too many minutes for guys like Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, 40-plus almost for all those guys. How do they get more guys into the flow and rhythm so they can take some of those minutes off those starters?
Well, I guess, Wally, just to kind of add to your question, I know this isn't quite an answer, but how do you gain the trust of the coaching staff to be out there? And I think that's a little bit of a double-edged sword, if I may, in terms of you have to be willing to put guys out there to prove themselves. I thought Jericho Sims played with tremendous energy to start the ball game, but obviously his limitations offensively kind of bother you in the course of that ball game. I thought Landry Shamet gave you some good minutes and good effort. There has to be a give and take. I don't have an answer for that one, because the only way you're going to see if you can trust guys, to me, is if you put them out there. Now, what qualifies as as a situation in which the coaching staff is comfortable in putting guys out there, I can't quite answer.
Monica, in the pregame, Allen was talking about the fact that over the last 7 games as a team, the Knicks shooting about 30% from downtown. Tonight, 4 out of 22. What do you think the problem is?
Well, you ran up against the best team at defending the three, or second best team in terms of defending three in the Orlando Magic. And so, to me, you have to give the Magic their credit defensively. I thought their defense on the perimeter was stout. But overall, and this is why I felt like you missed the passing ability and the gravity of Karl-Anthony Towns in this one, I didn't think that the Knicks were particularly decisive offensively much tonight. There were a few possessions where I thought Josh Hart attacked in the transition or the secondary break. Mikal Bridges kept his dribble alive and was patient and able to find shots. But I didn't really feel like the Knicks forced the issue in a way that I think we grew accustomed to seeing them do so over the course of that 9-game win streak. And so the beauty of it is it's game 37. You're home for this stretch, as we talked about pregame in terms of January. You take away what you can from this one and you keep moving.
All right, Monica, great to see you. You're a good sport. You know, I'm just kidding all the time.
Of course, Pidto.
Love you. See you Wednesday night. Welcome back. Orlando surprising the Knicks tonight, 103-94. The Knicks now have lost 3 straight for the first time all season. Back now from the Corner 3, presented by Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer. So after tonight, the Knicks play 11 of their next 13 games at home. Wednesday night, Toronto is in town. And then on Friday, another showdown against OKC, except this time here in New York. Time now to listen to the postgame comments from Knicks coach Tom Thibodeau, presented by Chase.
They played a good game. And we played a low-energy game, and, we fell short.
Tom, you talk all the time about not overlooking anyone. I know they're missing a lot of guys. You guys are back home. They're missing guys. Do you see any of that?
I didn't understand the question.
Effort, did they go to some?
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I don't want to say a lack of effort because I think guys were trying, but we played low energy, and then we couldn't get anything going, and so we have to get our energy back, and that's a big part of this league. Things change quickly, and so we got to make it go our way, and so sometimes you just got to dig down and find a way to win the game. And, we fell short in that area today. But, tomorrow we have a chance to look at some things and that's where our focus has to be. There's ups and downs of a season. You learn from each game. You learn from every situation. And then just get ready for the next game.
Tom, you mentioned low energy. Do you see that as fatigue at all, or is that something that...
It's probably a compilation of a lot of things, so we're coming off a long road trip, so, but, that's the challenge of the league. Be ready every night. We're shorthanded. When you're shorthanded, you got to play hard. That's your margin of error is tight, so, yeah.
How would you make of the shot profile tonight?
Yeah, and again, it's a hard, thing. I want to, look at the threes. Some of them I felt were good. Some of them I felt there were hard closeouts, and we got to read it better. So, and we can do better than we did tonight. So, we'll take a look at it.
Do you feel like you guys are generating enough deep paint touches?
It's a good question. Usually when we're at our best, we're playing fast, we're deep in the paint, we make good reads, a lot of drive, pass, and we have decisive cuts. And so, and it was a pretty physical game, which is fine, and we can't let that get us sidetracked. But we have to play, on both ends with more energy.
You had to go with Jericho and Precious quite a bit at the same time tonight. Is that just, did you actually like what you were seeing there?
Well, yeah, well, it was the rebounding. They were big. So, we try to, do that in each game for a certain amount of time. We usually do it with Cat and Precious for a while too. But the rebounding was problematic, and that probably hurt us the most early. The initial part of the defense was good, but then Isaac came in and hurt us. Yeah. Yeah, just, and again, it's all the recovery stuff that you work on throughout the course of a season. You're starting with sleep, so you got to do that. You got to do that part first, and you got to take care of yourself, and hot, cold, all the stuff that we do for recovery. It's an important part of it.
Tom, with Towns or McBride close to playing in this game? Or?
Yeah, day to day. So, and that's part of it. So next guy get in there. I thought Jericho gave us really good minutes.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Coach saying there that Karl Anthony Towns day-to-day missed his third game of the season tonight. Coach talking about low energy. What creates low energy? Not low effort. Not low effort, but low energy. Pace?
Well, it's game number, what was you saying?
37. You always talk about this period.
This is the tough time of the season. It really is. Normally, you gotta draw off your crowd. The Knicks could really never get the crowd into the game. The crowd was ready to go, but there was really never moments where the Knicks made a run and the crowd could really explode. That adrenaline can carry you through, and you cannot take games for granted, even though they're at home here in this league. Other teams are going to come in here, see the Knicks record. They're going to say this is an opportunity without Karl Anthony Towns to steal one. And that's exactly how the Magic played. The home stretch is nice, but the Knicks have to come in and they have to refocus mentally, because right now they look very vulnerable. And believe me, when you see a team on a 3-game losing streak and you're coming into this building, you're smelling blood. and you're coming after the Knicks, it's not going to be easy to dig themselves out of this hole. They got to start with the Toronto Raptors. They're a young team that's struggling, but they're also seeing a Knicks team that's struggling, and they're going to say, we're going to have a chance in this game. So the Knicks better be ready to play on Wednesday.
11 of the Knicks' next 13 games are here at MSG. Couldn't take advantage of home court tonight. Knicks trailed by 2 at the half and trailed the entire second half. Knicks are home Wednesday to play host to the Raptors. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. Knicks go down tonight to the Magic, 103-94. Here's Alan Hahn with Josh Hart in the post-game locker room.
Josh, the other night you didn't want to hear about tired legs, but even your coach tonight said he felt like this was a low-energy game. Did it feel that way?
I mean, yeah, it was a low-energy game. We didn't, we didn't get stops how we were supposed to. We didn't run how we were supposed to. We didn't feed off our defense and make our job offensively easier. We just didn't execute. So, at the end of the day, we're out there for 48 minutes. We got to, find a way. If we're tired, we'll have days off after. But, while we're out there for 48, we got to, find a way to win.
The three-point shooting over the last 8 games is nowhere near what it was to start the season. Is that part of the fatigue factor, perhaps?
It's the NBA season. There's going to be peaks and valleys. There's going to be games that we shoot the lights out. There's going to be games that we can't buy a shot. We got to make sure we are focused. We give off the right energy. We can't have our own individual agendas. Can't do any of that. We got to make sure we're locked in on this team, sacrificing for this team, and go out there and play.
What's the difference with not having Cat out there?
Obviously that's a huge difference. I mean, his ability to space the court is really his ability to play off the catch. He really opens things up for a lot of guys. So, him not being out there, obviously, it's a different. It's a different pace. It's a different game that we're playing, and we got to recognize that, and we got to try to find ways to get easier baskets. That's in transition. That's getting stops and pushing it.
I thought Monica made a great point. The Knicks don't normally play without Karl Anthony Towns. It's only the 3rd game he's missed.
Right.
The Magic have played without their top guys now for weeks, and they're used to it.
Yep. Yeah, they've had to survive, and they've had to figure out how to step up their games and play different roles. Sometimes the first game is an adjustment, but we've also seen teams go the opposite direction. When a guy's out, all of a sudden they galvanize and they play really, really well. So Josh Hart summed it up. They couldn't generate anything off their defense, and that made it tough for them to score. They didn't get to 100 points.
Jalen Brunson, 24 points, but took only 1 3. 1 3 the entire game attempted for Brunson. He's now in the locker room with Alan Hahn.
So Tom said just a few minutes ago that he felt like this was a low-energy game. Do you know why that was?
Not necessarily, but it's unacceptable on our part. Yeah, I don't know why.
What's happening with the three-point shot for the team collectively over the last 8 games, shooting well below what the standard had been for most of this season?
Yeah, balls is not going in for us, but that shouldn't be the reason why we're not winning games. Now we got to find a way to impact the game in other areas when we're not making shots like that, and it starts with me.
What makes Orlando so difficult to play against, even with all the players that they're missing?
It's tough. It's tough to be the team. I think we were 3-0 against them already in the season. 4 times in a row is tough, regardless of who they have out. They have a coach who prides himself on physicality and defense and being tough, and that's just who he is, and that's their nature. And so you just got to give him a lot of credit.
All right, we will be back after this. Post-game commentary from Jalen Brunson. Magic tonight beat the Knicks. We'll take a look ahead after this. Wednesday, the Raptors are in town tonight. They lost to Milwaukee 128-104. Raptors are 8-28. Emmanuel quickly now healthy. R.J. Barrett's having a great year. They'll be back in town on Wednesday. We're back with more after this. Back now with Wally. I mentioned the Knicks and the Raptors Wednesday. So far this year, Wally, the Knicks are 2-0 against Toronto.
Yeah, this Raptors team's really struggling, but hey, they can see the Knicks are struggling too. So they're going to look at this game coming in here. If Karl Anthony Towns doesn't play, especially depending on his status, and they're going to think we can get right and get a win.
All right, so we'll see you Wednesday. Pregame at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream on MSG Plus now on the Gotham Sports app. Want more than just a post-game show? Link your eligible TV subscription to stream Knicks games free or subscribe today in the Gotham Sports app. Just go to gothamsports.tv to learn more.